I always avoided motels. There was something rotten about them, even before you picked up the key at the front desk. The smell of burnt coffee, faded curtains, the same cookie-cutter beds with mattresses that remembered the first dreams of 100 strangers. But that night, I was too exhausted to keep driving. Highway 91 stretched on like an endless snake through cornfields, and the headlights of passing cars had started swimming in my vision. The sign flickered, "Rest Easy Inn." Cheap, forgettable, perfect place to disappear into sleep for a night. The woman at the counter didn't even look up when I asked for any room. She slid over a plastic keychain, 108, and went back to watching some ancient TV show on a tiny set. I signed the form and stepped into the dark hallway. The doors stretched on both sides, all identical, each with a worn brass number, 104, 105, 106. Between 106 and my room, there was a pause, an empty space, as if something was missing. No number plate, just bare wood, darker paint, like a wound that never healed. I stopped in front of it and reached out. No handle. And yet, it felt like there should be one. A phantom. If you stared long enough, you could almost make out the faint outline, the suggestion of a door that wasn't supposed to be there. A coldness ran through me, not from a draft, there was none, but from something pressed against the other side of that wall, holding its breath. I moved on, faster than I wanted to admit. Room 108 was exactly what I expected. A bed with a burn mark on the blanket, an old tube TV that hissed even when off, a shower curtain that clung to your skin. I collapsed onto the pillow and blacked out instantly. I woke at 3:07. Suddenly. No reason. The room was silent. Too silent. Not even the faint hum of the highway, as if someone had shut off the outside world. And then I saw it. A folded scrap of paper lying on the carpet by the door. The chain was still across. I hadn't heard anyone enter, but the paper was real, rough to the touch, like from an office printer. Scrawled handwriting read, "Don't leave the keys on the nightstand." That was it. No signature, no explanation. I glanced at the nightstand. The keys were sitting right there. I slid them away, just in case. The next morning, walking past that strange wall between 106 and 108, I noticed something. A corner of paper, sticking out from under the baseboard, white, yellowed at the edge. I pulled it free. Another note, longer this time. At 9:14, a cup will fall in the dining room. Do not look at the person who drops it. If you do, they will look back. I almost laughed. It felt childish, like a prank from another guest. But when I checked my watch, 8:52. I didn't throw the note away. I folded it and slipped it into my pocket. The dining room was empty, but for a coffee machine, a toaster, some jam. 2 tourists sat with their backs to me. I poured coffee, sat by the window. Time ticked. 9:10, 9:12. At 9:14, a cup shattered on the floor. I forced myself not to turn, but in the reflection of the glass, I saw him. Tall, thin, standing perfectly still, not bending to pick up the cup, just staring. Straight into my reflection. I bolted. The following nights, the notes kept coming. Always at 3:07, always warnings, always instructions. Don't take room 104. Don't go back to 108. Don't open the door. But I did. After midnight, flashlight in hand, I stood before the missing room. Light seemed to vanish against its surface, swallowed whole. The wood felt warmer than the others. And then I heard it from inside, the faint scratch of a pen. I stumbled back in panic, rushing for my room, but there was another note waiting at my feet. "You're close, but don't look inside. Tomorrow it opens." I didn't sleep that night. In the morning, the door was ajar. A crack of darkness leaked into the hallway. Dry air, dusty, wrong. I pushed it open. Nothing inside. Bare concrete walls, no furniture, no windows. Except the fourth wall, a mirror. I stepped in. The room was empty, but my reflection wasn't. It moved when I didn't, walked closer, eyes alive with something they shouldn't have. And then it smiled. It raised its hand, holding a piece of paper. "Thank you for setting me free." The door closed behind me, silently. Vanished. I pounded the walls. Nothing. My reflection was gone, replaced by him, on the other side, wearing my jeans, my shirt, my face. He glanced at me and didn't recognize me. And then he turned, calm and certain, and walked toward room 108. I stayed. Time doesn't move here. No hunger, no sleep, no clock. The mirror no longer shows my face, just a blur, a shadow. I'm forgetting who I was. But the notes still come. They fall into the room one by one every night at 3:07. Not for me, for him, for the one who took my place. I am the hand that writes them now, the voice that guides him through tomorrow. I am the resident of room 107. P.S. I'm writing the last note now. It says, "Don't ever come back to this motel. If you see a door without a number, keep walking, because if you look inside, you'll never look away." Maybe you'll find it. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know who I am anymore, but I know one thing. The mirror is still waiting for someone. Maybe for you.